teammates.com. Faith Regional Health Services. When you need exemplary care, have faith. Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. And by Teammates Mentoring. Join the team, be a mentor. Go to teammates.org today.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Barbara Hibner Field on the nice, sunny Saturday afternoon here in Lincoln. It is a spring showcase between the Nebraska Cornhuskers and the Wyoming Cowgirls, as we'll welcome you inside the broadcast booth. Max Meyer alongside Danny Berg. Danny, we got a good one here today. Nebraska coming off a bit of a troublesome season from the year prior. Wyoming, they're looking to rebound off of their season as well. What are these two teams going to have to do to get it done?
Definitely two teams that are looking to come on the come-up. Wyoming went 4-6-9 last year, a rough conference slate as well. And Nebraska, after coming off an Elite Eight season in 2023, went 6-10-1. For this Nebraska team, there's a lot of change. They're going to be bringing in 12 freshmen once the fall rolls around. And this Wyoming team, also very young as well, very inexperienced. This is a great chance for both of these teams to gain some of that experience as we move towards the summer months.
Yeah, it's, again, as you said, the complete overhaul for head coach John Walker and this Nebraska team. You are bringing in 12 brand new players into this Nebraska program, but a key cornerstone for this Nebraska team is going to be those two center backs. You're going to have Reese Bohr back, and you're going to bring back Lauryn Anglim, who's been a talent for Nebraska all years that she's been here.
Lauryn Anglim has started in every single game that she has played in and has been an absolute rock back there for Nebraska. And she's been called that by some of her teammates as well. When you think of Nebraska soccer, especially in the 2025 season, one of the first names that you think of is Lauryn Anglim. And that's someone that Nebraska is really going to have to lean on that back line, where defense really was a bit of a struggle last season, and they had a hard time keeping the ball out of the net.
And we're going to transition over to Wyoming, and head coach Josh Purdom, they're bringing in a talented team that drew a lot of their games last year. In their 19 total games that they played, they had 9 draws in all of those games, and a key cornerstone to that is Reagan Richardson. She's coming back off of a season where she was very productive for this Wyoming team. Got 3 goals and 4 assists for the Cowgirls, the Arizona native. She's going to look to have a good game here today.
She's made 27 starts in her career, 37 games. The junior coming out of Arizona is definitely going to be someone that the Cowgirls are going to want to lead on, and the minutes were up there as well, too. This is a team that doesn't really push the minutes too much. They like to keep it in that 1,100, 1,200 range for some of their top players. But if she gets that go-ahead, can continue to push that number up. We might make it closer to 1,300 or 1,400 this year.
Well, it's a beautiful day here for soccer here in Lincoln. We're looking at about 60 degrees here today. It was a cloudy, chilly start to the morning, but the sun has come out. The wind is blowing at a nice breeze as the starters are being announced here for Nebraska and Wyoming. The starters for Nebraska: in goal, Maddie Osborne, followed, here's the entire roster in numerical order: Ava Makovica, Sadie Sant, Reese Bohr, Sadie Waite, Emma Prasowski, Lauryn Anglim, Ella Rudney, Kama Carpenter, Taylor Yablonsky, and Ellie Felt. Meanwhile, for the Cowgirls, goalkeeper Haley Bartell will start in between the sticks for the Cowgirls. Kylie Ballack will be one of those main 2 forwards we see for Wyoming, along with Alyssa Bunn, joined by Erin Dahl, Maddie Burr, Hadley Linder, Jenna Wanner, Alyssa Glover, Reagan Richardson, Lily Brongo, and Peyton Hunt. Great starting lineups for both these teams. Very good squads. As we're going to pause here for the playing of our nation's national anthem here. Game coming up right after this on News Channel Nebraska and Big Ten Plus.
Severe weather is part of life here in Nebraska, and staying informed makes all the difference. I'm Kent Boughton. At News Channel Nebraska, we help you prepare with accurate forecasts, important severe weather information that you need to know. When the skies start to turn, know where to tune in. News Channel Nebraska severe weather coverage, sponsored by All American Roofing.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
here at Barbara Hibner Field. That is our nation's national anthem concludes here at Barbara Hibner Field. Nebraska and Wyoming about to take the field here. Max Meyer, Danny Berg alongside me here. Danny, what do we expect from both these teams coming right out of the gate? Do we expect to see some high flying going down both sides of the wings that we've seen a lot from Nebraska? However, no Gwen Lane due to graduation, as well as no Jordan Zaid. All the speed in those defensive back positions are gone for Nebraska. What are they going to have to do to replace it?
Well, I think we're going to try with John Walker. He's the guy that's been here since the inception of the program. Is not going to try and deviate away from what he knows how to do best just because some of his players left. He's going to try and instill that on the players that are coming into the program. And they've only had one actual spring game so far. They had 4 scheduled for the spring. Their middle 2 got canceled. So it's still a relatively raw experience. They had a lot of people hurt in the spring. They don't have the full roster here, so they're still trying to put some of the pieces together. But for the players that are here, the players that are healthy, this is a great chance for them to get a leg up going into fall camp when we actually get to July and August and the games start getting going in about mid-August. So for a team with so much turnover, especially so much turnover of senior leadership, this is a great chance for some of those younger players to get up there.
Yeah, and the only game that Nebraska has played in the spring season so far was a 3-1 win on the 5th of April against Iowa State when we saw goals from Ella Rudney, Ava Makovica, as well as the incoming freshman Charlie Wistrom. That's a good core 3 for Nebraska to have. Ava Makovica has played only 27 minutes in her Nebraska career so far. Ella Rudney was kind of that starting striker Nebraska expected last season before Sarah Weber ended up taking the reins throughout the priority of the season. We saw Rudney kind of play out throughout the middle and that center attacking mid sort of role. And then as well, you bring in a freshman like Charlie Wistrom. She is going to be a key piece for John Walker these next 4 years. Being a freshman, coming in all the way from Springfield, Missouri, a short, real trip for her to get up here to play in Lincoln. This is what Nebraska needs to find out. Who's going to be the one to score some goals? Because since last year, there wasn't a ton of turnover from what we saw from Eleanor Dale 2 seasons ago.
And you could honestly say the same for Wyoming on the other side, too. They have a lot of players that just didn't have a ton of experience. They don't have a lot of freshmen coming in, but they have a lot of sophomores, even some juniors as well, that may not have gotten the minutes that they were looking for last year, but they do have a lot of key returners as well, which we'll get into as the game progresses.
The ball is set here at center field, and we're about to get underway. Sadie Waite standing over the ball for Nebraska. Ella Rudney right behind her at the center circle. Head official for today is Sean Giza. Assistant referee number 1 is David Aguilar, and number 2 is Kyle Healy. We're underway from Lincoln, Nebraska with the opening kickoff. Drop back to Lauryn Anglim. She'll look to go long down the left side, looking for Felt over there, who's going to start over there on the left wing. Ellie Felt, an incoming freshman from Portland, Oregon. They have her down as a midfield forward combination, but it looks like for Nebraska they're going to start her more in an attacking, maybe potential attacking mid-roll. Ball swung over here to the side to Sadie Sant. Drops it back down on the left side. The ball's going to roll all the way through. Eventually going to be claimed here by the Cowgirls and Haley Bartell.
One thing that we're seeing a little bit different from Nebraska on the back line, we saw Reese Borer and Lauryn Anglim anchoring those center back positions. What's different here is that Reese Borer is playing right back. Kama Carpenter is actually playing on that left side. And then Taylor Yablonsky is holding down right center back here to start out.
Early onside called against the Cowgirls. Ball lofted over. Looking for the head of the Nebraska Cornhusker. That was Ava Makovica in there for Nebraska. Sadie Waite on a 50-50 challenge. It's going to fall over here to Sadie Sant. Plays it into the middle to Emma Prasowski. Drops it off over in the left back slot. That's Kama Carpenter starting out in a left back role. Offside going to be called here against Ava Makovica. Kama Carpenter starting out there at left back. That's a spot we have not seen from her once in a Nebraska uniform.
No, we were just about to get into that earlier on, and like we were saying, we were talking about this before the game, that there is going to be a lot different with those directional back positions, left back and right back, after you lose Gwen Lane and Jordan Zaid. So they're trying something out here. As we mentioned, Reese Borer now is playing on the right back. Kama Carpenter, traditionally a forward, had a couple starts there as a right winger last year. He's playing on the left back position on the back line.
Multiple offside calls here within the first 2 minutes of play.
You know what that tells you, Max? Very aggressive.
Very aggressive off the gate. This Nebraska team looks like they want to go high press early on. They have a 4-front line here right now with Sant, Makovica, Felt and Rudney off the break. Long ball. It's going to be headed out by Yablonski, another one of those incoming freshmen for Nebraska out of Salina, Texas. It's going to be one in the middle by the Cowgirls. That's Kylie Ballack that wins the first ball. It's going to eventually go out of play on the far side. Kama Carpenter stands over the throw. Goes down the line to Ella Rudney, who heads it down. Ball goes out of play, though, for a Cowgirl throw. On the far side for Wyoming. Kama Carpenter fighting there for Nebraska to win the ball. Goes down, but here come the Cowgirls through the middle. Here's Linder on the ball. Plays it over on the right side. Ball's going to be slotted in across into the box. Osborne comes to claim. Maddie Osborne with that save. Haven't seen much of her in Nebraska uniform. She redshirted last year, the Elkhorn, Wisconsin native.
And Maddie Osborne sitting the bench for most of the year alongside Alexa Goebel. Sammy Hawk and CeCe Villa taking all of the playing time last year for the Nebraska Keepers. We'll get to see some different faces, as we're also expecting to see Goebel at some point here today as well.
Long ball side from Bohr. Looked to go along to Makovica. Reese Bohr in at right back to start here for Nebraska. We saw her in the center back slot for the Huskers last year. She's starting off today at right back as Yablonski has slotted in next to Lauryn Anglim in that center back pairing. Interesting test here from John Walker, trying out some players in different roles that they haven't seen before.
This is definitely what John Walker likes to do in spring camp, is try some people out in some different places that they really haven't gotten the chance to do yet. And like we've been harping on so far in this game, there's a lot of change within this program. A lot of seniors have moved on, so they're going to need to try some people out in different places.
Foul in the middle by Sadie Sant. It's going to go against Hadley Linder. Wyoming awarded the free kick here just on the right side of the midfield line. Wyoming going from the south to the north in those honestly beautiful kind of brown and yellow kits with the yellow numberings and the brown shorts. Nebraska in their classic white tops, red shorts, and red stripes down the middle. As a Cowgirl falls down on the play, that is Linder again. Involved in quite a bit of the action so far here for the Cowgirls as Kama Carpenter intercepts the ball down on the left wing. Plays it down the line to Rudney. Trips over the ball, and it's taken away by the Cowgirls. Rolling around. A trip foul there from Sadie Waite in the middle. Takes out the legs of Jana Wanner for Wyoming. Free kick awarded again to the Cowgirls.
Aggressiveness of Wyoming, we really haven't seen much of it so far. They've kind of been stuck in the middle of the field so far. As here you'll see Sadie Waite's trip.
Ball played down to Bohr. He's going to send it down the right wing. Makovica being aggressive here on the press. It's going to be brought up the field by Lily Brange for Wyoming. Makovica's going to go down. Referee says no call. Brange is going to keep going forward here. Dispossessed throw in for Nebraska. Good defensive effort there. That right side by Reese Bohr to intercept that one away.
But not a bad job there by Lily Brongo to be able to keep it on that baseline, try and force it out, even though it might have been a dead play.
Felt runs through the middle here. Plays it over to Kama Carpenter, who falls on the ground. He's going to swing it down the wing to Ella Rudney. Not enough pace there from running to get to the ball. It's a throw in for the Cowgirls once again.
And we've seen this a lot here so far today with these passes that are trying to get down the field, and they're just not in enough communication with each other from that back line to the middle line. The passes have just been a little bit too strong, and the midfielders just haven't been able to get there in time.
Ball gets cleared out by the Cowgirls over to Maddie Osborne. Controls and sends it down the right side to Reese Bohr. Plays it up to Sant once again. Tries to go down the line. Trips over the ball. Is now going to send the ball up through the middle. Intercepted by the Cowgirls. Peyton Hunt. And this appears to be Cowgirl 3-back to start off this game for Wyoming. Now it's in possession of Elisa Bunn. Down on the left wing. Good defending out there from Bohr, but it's the first corner of the day, and it belongs to the Cowgirls.
Great job defending there by Reese Bohr, but Bunn was able to recognize that there was a chance that they were going to be able to get a corner kick here, so not a dead possession. Just needs to fight to get that positioning as Bunn just kicks it right into Bohr's legs. Heads up play.
Lisa Bunn stands over the corner kick here for Wyoming. Joined shortly by Aaron Dahl. Ball's crossed into the box. Osborne punches it over the bar and out and away. Another corner coming up for the Cowgirls.
That's a great punch there by Osborne. We're getting a great chance to see here today what these keepers for Nebraska can do, and that was a beautiful kick in the air. Osborne reads it perfectly, throws up both hands to get some contact on it. We'll try it again.
Glover's corner kick this time caught in the hands of Maddie Osborne. It was Alyssa Glover actually taking those corner kicks, not Elisa Bunn for Wyoming. Good work there by Nebraska to win the ball out in possession, but Wyoming comes back, steals the ball right back away. Maddie Burr takes that one in possession for the Cowgirls, and now they look to reset. Wyoming starting out here in what appears to be a sort of a 3-5-2 sort of style. The three backs allows for a lot of players to run in through the midfield. Lots more short passing options for this Wyoming team when they're building in possession, but also trying to hold the ball up here in the midfield, which they're doing right now as the ball's swung through. Reese Bohr is going to clear that one away. Ball floated back in, headed over on the side by Sant. Makovica comes over to help challenge. Ball's going to go out of play, throwing Cowgirls.
That's a 3-5-2 is not something that we see a whole lot of, especially in some of the power conferences. They like to utilize a 3-4-3, a 3-3-4, but a 3-5-2, like you mentioned, is able to utilize the middle of the field a lot better. They're able to push the field in a much stronger pace, and then some of those midfielders can fall back when they need to join up that defensive line, but they're really trying to push up.
Chance here for Glover. Her pass is too strong, intercepted in the middle. That's Ellie Felt for Nebraska. Long ball, lofted over, looking for Makovica. And a spill here by the Wyoming goalkeeper. Makovica's got a chance here on a one-on-one. She's going to dribble it around the goalkeeper. Can she find the back of the net? She's waiting for a runner to come inside. Tries to play the ball in through the middle. Maddie Bird did a good job to come back and help out for Wyoming. And a disastrous opportunity there for the Cowgirls. Kama Carpenter, Makovica, who was up there forward, just couldn't find the back of the net.
Yeah, Haley Bartell just spilled out and wasn't able to corral it and winds up taking a fall to the ground. Said a prayer, they were able to get out of it.
Just a whiff there by Bartell, and Makovica did a good job to pounce on it. You almost think here, just shoot the ball with your left foot as soon as you can, but she wanted to get that extra touch for a better position. Just wasn't able to do so. This ball's intercepted by Morongo. Plays it into the middle of the Dahl. Sadie Waite tries to pick it up in the midfield, but a nice sliding challenge by Dahl. Here now, even better effort there by Sant to keep the ball in front of Nebraska here. Felt pressing up through the middle. Ball played inside. Wyoming right now, Nebraska's trying to go for a bit more of a high press attack. And Wyoming's done a good job to pass right through those Nebraska players and find those passing lanes. That's a huge part of this Wyoming attack, is finding these passing lanes and just cutting out this Nebraska defense. Long ball headed out by Yablonski. Over to Ava Makovica. Makovica finds Sant. Sant touches it over to her left foot, but a swarm of Cowgirl players is there. Referee Sean Giza saw a foul there in the middle. It'll be a free kick for the Big Red.
I had to pick one player for the Big Red that has really stood out so far. It's got to be Sadie Sant. We've been saying her name a lot, flying all over the place, making the heads-up plays. She's been all over the place here to start this game, and that's definitely something that this Nebraska coaching staff has to like to see so far.
We have a freshman incoming from Overland Park, Kansas. Early enrollee to help train and get better with this Nebraska squad here in the spring. 1-2 combination. Sadie Waite and Felt. This is beautiful from the Huskers. Ball over to Sant on the right wing. She'll cross it up over towards the top of the box. Finds Kama Carpenter. Tries to touch it quickly on the outside to Ella Rudney, who will keep it in play over there on the wing. Back heel down the line. Looking for Carpenter. Just a bit too strong from Rudney. It'll go out for a goal kick. But that's a beautiful combination. 1-2 passing there by Sadie Waite and Ellie Felt.
And then Ellie Felt was able to find Sant right in front of that indentation of the 18 line, able to get it across. Just a little bit too strong on that pass from Carpenter to try and find Rudney, but that was the best offensive sequence arguably we've seen all game from either side.
Reminiscent of what we saw from this Nebraska team 2 years ago, getting the ball down the wings with quick short passes and then trying to find crosses into the box. That's why Eleanor Dale was able to score so many goals and led the country 2 years ago in goals, was their ability to do things like this on the quick counter. Ball is over on the right side to Sant. She's going to have a chance, shoots and scores! Sadie Sant puts the Huskers in front.
Great shot here by Sant. Was able to deke out the defender. And once she was able to deke out the defender, no problem at all being able to beat out Bartell one-on-one. And I think that Sadie Sant will take that any day of the week. That was a beautiful shot. Beautiful left foot strike. My goodness.
And you were just talking about Sadie Sant on how she was one of these players that was being very impressive for this Nebraska team so far. And what did she do? She gets her foot on the ball after applying envious amounts of pressure, just deep backline pressure that this Nebraska team, it looks like from John Walker, is really trying to implement this year. The amount of high press and just pushing that backline deeper and deeper, it really paid off there for Sant. Got it onto her left foot and put it home to give the Huskers a 1-0 lead here at home against the Cowgirls of Wyoming.
It's maybe a little early to say, Max, but I have a feeling that come the fall, people are going to be saying Sadie Sant's name a lot.
I think it's going to be a common name to hear in Lincoln in terms of the women's soccer world. Ava Makovica here on the right side is going to dribble it down this right wing. She's got a lot of pace. She's been impressive so far for this Nebraska team as well. Again, only played 27 minutes in her Nebraska career. She's really shown that she's taken her ability to the next level here in this past offseason.
Bit of an error here for Wyoming on the other side. A backwards pass from Peyton Hunt, too strong. Nebraska's able to get possession back in prime territory.
Bohr tries to cross that ball into the box. The wind, just blowing from the south to the north, just took that ball right out of the sky. Wyoming is able to win the ball in the middle. Long ball played by Maddie Burr on the right side. Maddie Osborne will come up to claim. And she'll build it out of the back. Taylor Yablonsky over to Lauryn Anglim. Inside to Prasowski. She has Reese Bohr here on the right wing. She'll find her. Bohr is going to play a long ball looking for Ellie Felt and Sadie Sant. And here comes a two-pressure attack from Nebraska. But very calmly cleared out by the Cowgirls to get that one out of play. It's a good ball by Peyton Hunt to clear that ball out of pressure.
Actually mentioned the wind and just how much it's been whipping. We got winds out of the south-southeast, about 14 miles an hour. Those gusts are getting up there to about 26 right now. It is a windy, chilly day here in Lincoln.
It's warmed up. It was about 45, leaning towards the 50-degree mark earlier in the day. This day that they're calling the Husker games. But here come the Cowgirls trying to spoil the Big Red Party. But good pressure from Kayma Carpenter to come back and win that ball out of the back line. Cleared out by Anglim, finds Rudney. Rudney goes down on the pressure from Maddie Burr. Here's a chance here for the Cowgirls. Ball floating around. Kayma Carpenter's going to go back to that back line and just send that ball over to the sideline out for a Cowgirl throw.
Kylie Ballack was making a lot of moves there on Kayma Carpenter, trying to push left, push right, and wasn't able to beat out Carpenter. Good job on defense there for the junior.
Throw in from Maddie Burr, taken away by Carpenter, and now Ella Rudney there in the corner. It's going to be stolen away by the Cowgirls. A chance. Can they equalize? Ball played in, but good claim there from Maddie Osborne.
One thing that Wyoming has really struggled to do here in the early going, now, yes, it is only 15 minutes into the game, and there's a lot that can materialize, but when Wyoming is closing in on the box, this is here you can see this is a great steal from Burr, but there's nowhere for Burr to go with that. It was just a little dribbler right into Maddie Osborne's hands. That's something that you got to try and send back out, and you need to try and regroup a little bit. Wyoming is just pushing a little bit too fast and not getting the shot that they want.
Now into this Nebraska press coming once again. Emma Prasowski can't break down this press, and here come the Cowgirls down the right side. Maddie Burr lofts that one up, headed away by Yablonsky, who finds Reese Bohr. Back over to Yablonsky, who'll swing it down. A nice lead from Bohr finds Sadie Sant. Into the middle, nice cut move to get around the defender of Wyoming. Sant's going to look to go long to Makovica. Ball's going to get hung up in the air. Makovica's going to be the one to win the ball. She'll cut it back to her left side. Now with a nice pullback, gets to the right. Her stronger right foot, that ball's crossed into the box. It's a good ball. It's still in the danger area, but eventually cleared out by Arundel of Wyoming. And now the Cowgirls can attack. It's a 4-on-5 situation here for Wyoming. A beautiful distribution from Alyssa Glover. Finds Elisa Bunn on the left, but nice defensive effort there from Reese Bohr to take that one away. Eventually cleared out by Yablonski. Finds Sadie Sant on a nice ball down the wing, and a beautiful cut there from Sadie Sant to win that ball back. Goes down, it'll be a throw in here for Wyoming.
Seen some beautiful cut moves there, as you saw Sant going up against Lily Brongo, really just going toe-to-toe for each other, trying to get any kind of deep that they can.
Ball taken away here by Sadie Waite. Finds Ellie Felt, cleared out by the Cowgirls, throw in Big Red. 28 and a half minutes left to go in the first half. We're playing 2 full 45-minute halves here today, just like a traditional women's college soccer match. A 1-0 lead for Nebraska so far. Sant does a good job to keep that ball in play, drops it to Sadie Waite. Back over to Bohr. Bohr to Yablonski. Finds Reese Bohr, takes it to Hutch down the line to find Sant, who wants the ball to go between her legs and down the line, but instead it's taken by Bronge. Looks to go long, but Yablonski does a good job to step in there. She's done a great job at center back so far today for Nebraska, Yablonski as well. That might be your potential pairing that you see upcoming in the fall. Taylor Yablonski alongside Lauryn Anglim for Nebraska.
Yeah, and Reese Bohr has looked good at right fullback as well, too. And her first season here in Nebraska was kind of that Swiss Army knife, could really play any of those positions on the back line, settled into that right center back position last year. Might get some full-time looks here at right fullback.
And here comes the left back, Kayma Carpenter, slots it through to Ellie Felt, but a good defensive effort there by Lily Bronze to take that one away for Wyoming. Lauryn Anglim bringing the ball all the way up here through the midfield, taking it, the center back still going down the right wing. Anglim pump fakes on the cross, slows it down, plays it into the middle, looking for Sadie Sant. Just a bit too strong, but Yablonski does a good job to run through this one. The two center backs are higher up than both the fullbacks. You don't see that one very often.
No, you really don't, but if there's anything that we could have learned, from, especially from Jordan Zaid, sometimes the positions don't define themselves.
That is true. Jordan Zaid, the right back of this Nebraska team a season ago, has since moved on, is now playing lower-level women's professional soccer. Now Nebraska has a chance to go forward here. Ball lofts it over. It's a great ball from Rudney, looking for Makovica. She can win the possession, which she does down this left side. She's got Felt in the middle. Makovica's going to get dragged down, and it is a penalty awarded to Nebraska on a great run for Makovica, but just gets absolutely torn down there by the Wyoming defensive line.
Yeah, it looked like the Makovica took the foot off the gas a little bit there. She slowed down on her approach. The clock did stop, so here's another look at it. Great look. Just gets tripped from the backside by Alyssa Glover, and it's going to be a penalty kick here.
It's Lauryn Anglim.
Looks like Lauryn Anglim's going to take it.
She'll step up to take it. She scored a penalty a season ago for Nebraska. She has 3 goals and 14 assists on her Husker career. Can she add another? Anglim striking. It's a great diving save by Bartell to keep it a 1-goal game.
Wow, what a dive.
That's a save you'll see all over again and again from Bartell.
That was really impressive. But out of that, Nebraska does get a corner kick, so they do get a second opportunity. That was a great save.
Corner kick for the Big Red. Ball's going to be crossed into the back post. Reese Bohr is unmarked. She'll header it back into the mixer, a little bit too far over the head of Ava Makovica, and it'll roll all the way back to Kayma Carpenter. They're going to want her to put this one right back in. Carpenter, little step over move to get down those left wing. She has a lot of pace at that left back roll, and maybe that's what John Walker's thinking by putting her back there. Kind of another Jordan Zaid type player with a lot of speed. If they can develop her defensive work ethic and her defensive efforts, she might be a really good person to slot into that left back role. All taken away here by Wyoming. Here come the Cowgirls. Ball played through the right side. Yablonski tracking there for Nebraska to slow the play down. She'll clear it out away over to the Nebraska bench for a Wyoming throw. 25 minutes left to go here in half number 1. Nebraska holding a 1-0 lead over Wyoming, with the lone goal coming from Sadie Sant earlier on in this contest. It's going to be taken away. Persofsky trying to to go down line. Ball's going to go out, throw in, awarded to Wyoming. Over on the left side of the Nebraska bench, right in front of the waving flags here at Barbara Hibner Field. The throw in is in there. Ball's going to be crossed in. Jablonski headers it up. Effort over there by number 14, Alyssa Glover. Goes out. Goal kick awarded to Osborne in the Big Red.
Good attempt there by Glover to try and high kick it in. But a great job by Jablonski to be able to totally shut down anything that Wyoming was trying to get going in that possession. And it just continues what we were talking about a couple minutes ago here for Wyoming. They press, and then they just can't get the shot that they want because they're pressing too hard.
Ball's going to be played out by Anglim. Nobody home for Nebraska on the goal kick. Settled down by Glover. Dropped back over to Dahl. Dahl's taking it down the left wing. She'll lay it off for Elisa Bunn. Bunn's cross into the middle. Felt whiffs on it. Settled by Wyoming. Clearing effort. It's going to eventually be won by Felt. Felt's got the run of Makovica to the left as she can play her through. She is now offside in an offside position. Felt does a good job to realize that and slow it down. Ball played to the right to Makovica. Makovica's going to get a touch there, and she'll keep it in play, but a good effort by Wyoming to slow down the potential goal-scoring opportunity. Makovica cuts it back, bringing it in with her left foot. She sees the run of Sadie Sant, a little bit weak on the pass. But Sant does a good job to position herself right in front of Elisa Bunn and will win a Nebraska throw.
That's a great job by Wyoming's defense to be able to jump up quickly there. Makovica basically had a free run in it, and out of the goal comes Bartel to throw up a screen and just totally confuse everyone.
Throw in towards Sadie Waite. Waite controls it and plays the ball in, but it's cleared out by Wyoming for another Nebraska throw. We'll get some substitutions here for two for Nebraska and one for Wyoming. It's going to be Jenna Wanner taking off for Nebraska. Sadie Sant, as well as Ellie Felt, checking out for the Big Red. Reagan Robbie checking into the game here for Nebraska. She's missed significant time the past 2 seasons due to injury. Gets an ovation from the crowd. Ball played inside here to number 10, newly checked in Charlie Wistrom. She was one of the 3 goal scorers against Iowa State in the lone spring season game this Nebraska squad has played so far.
Back to Reagan Robbie. We weren't sure if we were going to see her in the spring season. They've been extremely cautious with her coming off of back-to-back missed seasons with leg injuries. It's got to feel good to get back out there again.
Sadie Waite tries to cross that one in, the Canadian international. Can't do so. Rudney's going to help back on the defensive end here to help slow down this Wyoming attack. Played in, intercepted by Sadie Waite. She wants to play it short. Over to Reese Bohr. Waite calls for the switch. Brasowski tries to let it roll through her legs, and Wyoming's going to intercept. Can the Cowgirls find a way to start up an attack? Not yet. Brasowski does a good job to win the ball back here in the middle. Drops it back off to Reese Bohr. Bohr down the line to Ella Rudney. Rudney gets around Bronge, but then gets a nice challenge there from Glover to win it away for Wyoming. Here come the Cowgirls through the middle. Glover's ball is nicely tapped away by Reese Bohr to win that ball away for the Big Red. A sliding challenge to get that one out as well. Only as far as Elisa Bunn. Gets it inside. Here's Erin Dahl. Tries to go around Sadie Waite and cannot do so. Here's Reagan Robbie on the ball for the first time for Nebraska this year. Reagan Robbie going forward, and she gets tripped up. It'll be a free kick awarded to Nebraska. That's a dangerous sign. Nebraska fans know they don't want to see Reagan Robbie go down on the floor.
Yeah, I heard some collective gasps there from the crowd right below us as that's a very hard fall there for Robbie. Fortunately, she's okay.
The challenge wasn't necessarily the hardest, but it almost looked like she tripped on the ball in front of her after the little bit of the shove from behind. It gave Nebraska a free kick, but now they've just won back possession from the Cowgirls. A nice turn here by the incoming freshman, Charlie Wistrom. Plays it down the line to Makovica. Ball cleared out down the wing. Throw in Big Red. It's going to be taken by Reese Bohr, the Lincoln native out of Norris High School. In her upcoming 3rd year of collegiate soccer with this Nebraska team. Ball flicked on over the top by Robbie. Settled down by Kama Carpenter. Back to Robbie. Robbie's got Waite in the middle if she can find her. She's going to take it herself down this left side. Robbie's ball across into the box, headed out by the Cowgirls. That's a nice clearance on the header from Peyton Hunt to get that one out for Wyoming.
It was a really good clear there for Wyoming, and they've done a good job at holding Nebraska back for as much as they've been pushing in. That back line has really started to solidify itself here as we progressed.
Miscommunication there on the ball down the wing for Wyoming. Maddie Burr was looking to find Callie Ballack down the wing. Could not do so. Gets Nebraska a throw-in right in front of their bench. 19-10 left here in the first half. Nebraska with the 1-0 lead. And Sadie Sant with the lone goal so far. And here comes a single run from Kama Carpenter. Who's going to swing that ball across. What a ball to Wistrom. Wistrom's going to get slowed up from behind. She'll win the ball back. She stays on top of the ball. Well done by the incoming freshman of Wistrom. We got a battle here on this right side. Her and the defensive player. Falls to Rudney. Her ball into the box. It's going to fall to Sadie Waite. She'll strike it, and it's a goal for Nebraska. What a strike for Sadie Waite to double the Nebraska lead.
You'll see the shot right here. Waite gets it out from Makovica, around 3 defenders. Stone face for Sadie Waite. No excitement needed. She knows how big that one was.
And you got to think the effort of Charlie Wistrom there on the right side, battling with the ball against the Wyoming defenders to retain possession. Get the ball to Ella Rudney, who put that ball in across, and eventually it gets popped out right into the right foot of Sadie Waite. She makes no mistake, and the Huskers lead 2-0.
You know, that effort that Charlie Wistrom made isn't going to go into the box score, but the effort that she made to get the ball down the field was incredible. Falling down, staying on top of the ball, boxing out 2 players, and was still able to keep possession of the ball. That's a play that you would expect to see out of a junior or a senior, not so much out of an incoming freshman. So far, we've already seen, and plus a goal in the last spring game that Nebraska played, is a little bit above her years.
That is what you want to see if you're head coach John Walker, an incoming freshman showing off this high-intensity effort here in one of your spring games, trying to prove that she deserves some valuable minutes, which she did.
And we've seen it from most of the freshmen that have played here for Nebraska in this game. We've seen it from Jablonski. We've seen it from Felt. We've really seen it from Sant as well. And now we see Charlie Wistrom getting in on the party.
And Sadie Sant has now checked back into this game and appearing to be a holding mid sort of role here. So going from right wing, dropping down to the midfield, potentially wanting to see what she can offer on both sides. Ball to Wistrom. She'll flick it on, looking for Rudney. Ball's going to fall into her path. Might have been a bit of a touch off the hand. They won't call it. She'll roll the ball down the right side for Sadie Waite. Waite with a sliding challenge. Stays in possession of the ball. What an effort from the Canadian international. It's eventually going to be cleared out by the Cowgirls, eventually by Maddie Burr. Finds Reese Bohr. Bohr with a step over. Drops it back. Bohr in a dogfight here on this wing. It's going to go out for a Nebraska throw. Jordan Grease with a defensive effort there. Throw in from Bohr. Finds Sadie Sant. He's back on this right wing. Sliding challenge by Burr. Goes out, throw in again for Nebraska. Reese Bohr. The throw in back to Lauryn Anglim. Anglim finds Rudney in the middle. Heavy touch. Wyoming wins possession. And here come the Cowgirls. A chance for numbers here. But a ball played by Eliza Grace Smith. Intercepted and one back. And eventually down goes Taylor Jablonski. And a free kick awarded to Nebraska on the foul from Kylie Ballack. Right in front of the midfield line. 16:45 to go here in half number 1. Nebraska with the 2-0 lead.
Now Nebraska is going to get another chance to push up again. Lost it on that last possession. Wyoming started to push, and then they stepped on their foot again. We've seen Wyoming start to fall back a little bit. We haven't seen as much pressure. Nebraska's taking advantage of it.
It's a great ball out to the other side. Sadie Waite with that lofted ball took the touch off the head of a Wyoming defender, and it fell right into the path of the speedy Kama Carpenter.
Yeah, it fell on Reese Gold's head. But that's the type of play that you don't see a ton from Nebraska, and a lot of times it does work where you get that lofted ball and that quick strike. We saw that a lot from Eleanor Dale and Sarah Weber when they were playing with Nebraska.
They love to get that ball down the wings and put those lofted balls deep into those back corners where those two players were so aggressive, using their head. That was what their best effort was doing inside the box. Nebraska now trying to find that new piece of their offensive attack. Who can be the one to go up there and score those goals? You've already mentioned it. Sadie Sant could be one of those players that could prove to be a key addition for this Nebraska team going forward. But right now we're seeing her in the midfield. As Wyoming wins the ball away, here comes Glover through the middle. She's got one runner to her right, one to her left. She's going to go for effort from distance, and it's just over the outstretched arm of Maddie Osborne and wide for a goal kick. Ooh, that was close.
That was from about 25 out, and it was very close there, and I got to give her credit for the effort. For as far as it was, it didn't look like her feet were fully set, and still delivered a quality strike. Was just a little bit off to the right, but still a good hit nonetheless. Here you can see it. Yeah, maybe 24, 25 out, and not too far from that right stick.
Maddie Osborne provides something for this Nebraska team as a goalkeeper that, personally, from viewing experience, it seems like it's a little bit different. Here comes Glover on the chance. There's a shot, and she scores right on Osborne, right on cue, to cut the deficit in half for the Cowgirls. A defensive mistake by Nebraska results in a simple finish there for Elisa Glover to make it a 2-1 ball game on a heavy touch from Sadie Waite, and Glover just puts this one away.
That's a great shot from Glover. Took advantage of the fact that Osborne was playing way out of position, and just a simple touch. Player that she only played one game last year before she got herself into a season-ending injury, but the season before that started 17 games, put in 5 goals in about 1,300 minutes. Alyssa Glover looking real good after being down for basically the entire 2024 campaign, is trying to make a stamp here in 2025.
Oh, we were talking about Maddie Osborne. As she was a different bit of a style of goalkeeper than we've seen compared to Nebraska have with CC Villa and Sammy Hawk. But right there, she was just caught out of position on a bit of a defensive mistake there from Sadie Waite on the heavy touch. And right after the absolute worldly of an effort from Alyssa Glover, she gets a ball put right into her lap, and she was able to finish it right away.
And you know, Max, some of that also has to do with the fact that Maddie Osborne has not played in college yet. She has yet to make an appearance in a regular season or postseason game, so she hasn't gotten to get a lot of in-game experience yet so far.
It's a corner kick awarded here to the Cowgirls of Wyoming. Liza Gray-Smith is there to receive short if they do want to go this route. Not so far. Glover is the one to take here for Wyoming. She's had good balls so far. That's a high lofter towards the back post. Ball is headed up. Eventually going to be punched over and away for a Nebraska goal kick. And the effort there from Hadley Lindler goes high and over the bar.
I think in that position there, I think Wyoming probably should have gone short. They had 3 players that were outside of the main glut of people that were inside of the box there. They probably could have set something up and tried to take advantage of the fact they just scored. They had some of that momentum. They could probably get another one real quick there if they had a decent shot from about 15 out.
Long ball played towards Felt. Felt does a good job to shield her body and position herself in front of the Wyoming defenders, but her ball was just a bit too strong and cleared away. We're going to have a foul here on Ella Rudney. Looks like got tangled up there on the far side with Reese Gould, and awards Wyoming a free kick. They'll play it back to her, cycle it short. Peyton Hunt with the ball. She'll loft it down with her left foot. Pressure from behind from Lebonsky. Ball's going to be dropped back to Osborne. Referee's going to award advantage here. Be a bit too press heavy from Jablonski pressuring up there. And it gives Wyoming a free kick here in dangerous territory after we've already seen what capability Alyssa Glover has in her locker. She has the ability now to strike these from distance.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what approach Glover takes here. Does she try and go short? Does she try and go over the wall? Maybe try and deke out Osborne? Let's see.
She's going to the back post. It's a long ball, not enough time for the Wyoming players to get in there, and Maddie Osborne claims with ease.
And it didn't really look like there was too much power behind that kick either. I thought she was going to try and go a little harder and maybe get it a little bit closer towards that post, but kind of left it out to dry a little bit.
Looked like she was trying to delay that ball in the air and give her attackers more time going forward as we see it here. It's a delayed ball. It's a lofted ball. Getting her foot underneath the ball to loft it into the air. Just not enough time for her teammates to get up forward to get the ball. So we've got a 50-50 challenge here, won by Eliza Grace Smith in the middle for Wyoming. Finds Glover. Glover puts it to her right foot. She plays the ball long for Jordan Grease. Maddie Osborne will shuffle over to claim. Rolled over to Lauryn Anglim. Checks it short to Sadie Waite. We've seen a few combinations so far from Nebraska in the midfield of who's going to be those two center mid pairings. We've seen in the past Haley Peterson, who graduated, the Lincoln East graduate from high school, graduated this year, so we won't see her next year. Now who's going to fill in her role in that midfield spot? Is it going to be someone like Emma Prosaski? Is it going to be the incoming freshman Sadie Sant? Who is Nebraska going to be able to find to fill that role?
I think that's a question that we're going to start to see a lot more of as summer camp, fall camp gets started, because there is so many question marks. But so far, I think you can argue that they've had a pretty good spring camp, barring some banged-up players. Can't complain too much so far if you're Nebraska.
Carpenter and Rudney checked out at the most recent substitution. On came Makovica and Prosaski. Here comes Wistrom down the right side, knocked out by the Wyoming defender. Takes a touch off of Wistrom, throw in for the Cowgirls. They'll throw it back over to Peyton Hunt. Plays it down the wing, settled by Reese Bohr. Nicely done by Bohr. Eventually cleared off the Wyoming defenders, throw in Nebraska. Bohr throws quickly to Felt. Felt on her right side, step over onto her left foot. Nice defensive effort from Wyoming. Sant's going to go down, try and keep the ball in play. Bohr in a 50-50 challenge, dangerous from both players. Wyoming comes out of the pack. Here comes Glover down the right side. She's got the runner of Ballack on the left. Plays it over to her. Ballack tries to slot it across. Slowed down in front by Yablonsky. Ballack still on the ball. She's got players to recycle to, which she will do. Over to Maddie Burr. Can Wyoming try and tie this game up before halftime? Long ball into the box, headed by Lauryn Anglim. Maddie Osborne's going to have to come and claim that one. On her second attempt, she'll do so. And that was a dangerous potential. If a player would have crashed there, it would have been a wide open opportunity for the Cowgirls.
I mean, Nebraska almost suffered themselves an own goal here as Anglim doesn't get the best angle on it to head it up, and nearly causes a heart attack there for Maddie Osborne. Fortunately, she was paying attention, was on her toes.
And that's a lesson to all young players around. Crash the goal when a player shoots. Been preaching that one for a long time.
Lessons from Professor Meyer.
That ball goes out. Throw in Nebraska. Reese Bohr. Let's go long. It's a nice long throw to Ava Makovica, who's got 3 Cowgirls around her. It's going to be claimed. Hadley Linder tries to go around the line. It's going to go out. Throw in Wyoming. Takes the last touch off Wistrom. And we'll get a quad sub here from Wyoming. Potential last subs here for the half if you're head coach Josh Purdom in Wyoming. Try and bring in some fresh legs here to finish out this last part of the first half. Maybe try and catch Nebraska off guard.
It's like we got Wanner, Dahl, Brongo, and Reese Gould. Looks like they all came back.
That's that Hawkeye vision from Danny Berg, folks, to see those players all the way on the other side. Ball in the foot of Felt. Nice step over to get the ball to her left foot. She sees the run of Emma Prosaski over on the left wing. That wind kills that ball, but Prosaski does a good job to slow it down. Tries to play the short ball, but trips over herself. Ball played up by Wyoming, intercepted by Lauryn Anglim. Over to Yablonsky, who will drop it back to Maddie Osborne. Anglim goes along, looking towards Robbie. Ball's headed down there. Felt over on the press. Eventually won by Prosaski once again. Yablonsky goes down the wing. A good shield here by Wistrom. Offside flag is up, though, on her on the right wing. Wyoming drops it back to Bartell. They come down here on the right wing. Little 1-2 combination, eventually stolen by Emma Prososki. Step over to Reagan Robbie. Robbie trying to go between the legs of the defender. She'll grab the player in front of her and throw her down, and awards a free kick to the Cowgirls with under 6.5 to go.
Yeah, I can't do that. Can't throw players down to the ground like that.
You can't do that.
But the one thing that it is nice to see is the aggressiveness from Robbie. Hasn't gone away. Here's another look at it. Robbie goes and just, I'm going to try and scoot past you here to Reese Gould. Can't do it like that.
Really?
Unfortunately not. However, the aggressiveness from Reagan Robbie's still there all this time later. Hasn't played a collegiate game since 2022. Looking for a good closing season this year from her.
Makovica comes to claim that one. It's going to be played into the box by Lily Bronge, cleared out and away for a Wyoming throw. It's a Nebraska player on the sideline, ready to come in at the Nebraska out of play ball for Nebraska. Words are hard. Shot chance here for Wyoming. Osborne caught off her line. A decent effort from Rachel Hansen. Just went over the bar. Rudney's going to check back in here for Ellie Felt. Just over 5 minutes left to go here in half number 1.
Just a little too strong, but not a bad offensive sequence there for Wyoming. And once again, just they caught that one break there with Alyssa Glover's goal, but they really haven't been able to materialize a solid offensive sequence for most of this game so far.
100% correct. Ball dropped off. Stolen away, though, by the speedy Sadie Waite through the middle. 4-on-3 opportunity for Nebraska. If Waite can find the run for Makovica, which she cannot. That's cleared out by the Cowgirls. There's Lily Bronge over there clearing that one away for Nebraska throw, which they play quickly. Rudney on the ball. Ball gets slid out and away, takes a touch. Rudney pleading that it was off the Wyoming player. But alas, it will be a goal kick.
Yeah, it looked like that it went off of Rudney first. Was definitely close.
Long ball over the top. Osborne comes up to claim. She'll send this one back along. 2 Wyoming players on top of it. Settled in the midfield. Sadie Sant comes running through to win that one. Puts it over on her left side. Great work from Sant. She tries to slot through Robbie a little bit weak on that pass. Erin Dahl does a good job to win that one away. Sliding effort from Bohr goes out. Free kick awarded here to the Cowgirls. Just on the right side of midfield. 3.5 minutes left to go. Here's the sliding challenge here from Bohr from behind. It looks like Bohr just got there a little bit too late. It's a free kick for the Cowgirls. Long ball from Peyton Hunt. Headed up by Emma Prososki. Waite comes to challenge. Sant with the header. Dropped off. Back to Hunt. Headed by Bohr. Step over move by Hansen. Hansen on her right foot. Plays it down the wing on the far side. Bronge plays it in. Cleared up by Reese Bohr. Sadie Waite just says, let's just get this ball out of here. Makovica coming over to challenge and keep the ball in play. Cannot do so. Looks like she might have just accidentally hit the leg of Lily Bronze trying to win the ball there. And Bronze was a little grieving that leg there, throwing that ball in.
Yeah, she's not running. She's got a little bit of a limp right now. She's moving around.
Here comes Ella Rudney through the middle with the ball. Rudney, she's got a runner on the right side if she can find her. She'll take the left-footed shot and over the bar. Goal kick for Wyoming. Missed opportunity there for Rudney in the Big Red.
Oh, you got to love the aggressiveness, though, as Rudney really putting all her cards on the table there, and it wasn't even that bad of a shot either. From about 22 out. Oh, just missed it. In that top left corner, Ella Rudney. Oh, so close.
Wyoming plays the goal kick short. Ball over. Reese Bohr, sliding effort into the foot of Bronge. Bronge down to Glover. She'll recycle. Back to Bronze, into the middle. There's Bow. Dahl swings it across the middle. Sliding effort from Rudney. Rudney can't get up over the ball. She'll pick it up. Had the run of Prasowski through the middle, but it off the backside of Prasowski. And now Wyoming has a chance to counter. Ball played through the middle, looking for the run of Jenna Wanner, but good shielding by Lauryn Anglim to win that one away. Headed down by Aaron Dahl. Sadie Waite wins the ball back, down to Reese Bohr. Bohr down the right wing. Here's Charlie Wistrom. Wistrom stolen right back by Aaron Dahl. Dahl will drop that one back to Bronze. With only a minute left to go here in the first half, can Wyoming find a way to equalize here in the final seconds of the first 45? Ball down the wing. Here's Wanner. Wanner going one-on-one with Bohr. Bohr does a good job to shield that one away, and it's a goal kick for Nebraska, and they'll take their time with this one.
That's some of the experience that Reese Bohr has, and didn't have to do all that much. Just be a door. Don't let it through the door.
It's like the phrase, you're a better door than a window. This time, it was good for Bohr to be the door, to get in the way.
My mom used to call me that a lot.
Osborne's long ball, settled by Wyoming. It's going to take an inadvertent touch off the hand of Sadie Waite. Wistrom wants to go down the line. Reese Bohr is going to send this one long with 10 seconds left. Makovica there trying to run under the ball. And Wistrom's not going to rush here with any pace. She'll just let this ball go. And that'll be the conclusion of the first 45 here in Lincoln. Nebraska with a 2-1 lead over Wyoming. Moments of positive and negative for the Big Red in the first 45.
Yeah, there was a little bit on both sides there. You had your one defensive miscue by Maddie Osborne coming out a little bit too far, giving up the goal there. But you had the aggressive play going really quickly down the field. They kept pushing and pushing and pushing. The back line of Wyoming kept having to retreat, and it wound up helping them as they were able to put in two big goals in the back of the net.
Those goals came off the foot of the incoming freshman Sadie Sant as well as Sadie Waite. A missed penalty, though, in the first half for the Big Red off the foot of Lauryn Anglim. We'll see what the Huskers can do in the second half against Wyoming, holding a 2-1 lead after the first 45 here on News Channel Nebraska and Big Ten Plus.
A body in motion stays in motion until you feel that muscle tighten, that sharp pain you didn't expect, and suddenly you're stopped in your tracks. KRT helps you get back in action with all natural pain relief in just minutes. Don't get sidelined by muscle cramps. Stay in the game with KRT.
For a limited time, Woodhouse Ford is offering something special. Employee pricing for everyone. For eligible customers, you pay what we pay on 2024 and 2025 Ford models. No negotiations, just straightforward savings. Whether you're looking for a rugged F-150, an adventure-ready Bronco, or a spacious Escape, the road to savings starts at Woodhouse Ford. Visit us online or in store at one of our 3 locations in Blair, Omaha, and Plattsmouth.
If you love live sports, you'll love News Channel Nebraska. Live sports from every region of. If you love live sports, you'll love News Channel Nebraska. Live sports from every region of the state. Football, volleyball, basketball, baseball, soccer, bowling, and even 6-man football. If Nebraska kids play it, we air it. Small town high schools with big hometown pride. Support local kids, support local schools, support Nebraska. Watch NCN Sports every week.
Did you know that Teammates Mentoring is the largest school-based mentoring program in the nation? But we still need your help. Over 500 students are waiting for a mentor like you. Meeting with a student just once a week in school can make a positive impact on their life by providing a sense of hope and helping them to reach their full potential. So what are you waiting for? Head over to teammates.org today to learn more about how you can get involved. Join the team. Be a mentor.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Speedy Mart. When you have to fuel your journey and feed the crew, whether it's many or a few, Speedy Mart is fresh, ready, super clean, and convenient.
Here, customers can expect the highest quality fuel that they deserve.
And when you make a pit stop, it's gotta be fast. Easy in, easy out. Speedy Mart for the win.
Hi, I'm Kent Boughton, News Channel Nebraska. Hi, I'm Kent Boughton, News Channel Nebraska. Our weather picture of the week. Got a great.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing? Financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Speedy Mart. When you have to fuel your journey and feed the crew, whether it's many or a few, Speedy Mart is fresh, ready, super clean, and convenient.
Here, customers can expect the highest quality fuel that they deserve.
And when you make a pit stop, it's gotta be fast. Easy in, easy out. Speed.
Back here on News Channel Nebraska, a little halftime update. Nebraska with a 2-1 lead over Wyoming after the first 45 minutes of play. Max Meyer, Danny Berg here with you. The goals in the first half came from Sadie Waite on a nice low-driven ball, and the first goal of the day came from Sadie Sant on a nice effort on her left foot from the freshman. Wyoming, though, was able to equalize after a bit of a miscue in the back line from Nebraska. Alyssa Glover was able to get Wyoming back into this one, and that's where we're at here after the first half at a 2-1 ball game.
Yeah, it's been a very fresh, raw first half that we've seen. It's been, especially with all the different players that we've seen coming, especially for Nebraska, all the senior leadership that they have from last year, how are they going to replace it? Well, we talked about it towards the conclusion of the first half for Nebraska, that they were going to need a decent amount of contributions from those younger players. And so far, we've seen significant contributions from all of the freshmen that we've seen to this point. Charlie Wistrom, we've seen. Taylor Yablonsky, Ellie Felt, Sadie Sant as well. We haven't seen a couple yet. Christine Eibelmeyer, we haven't seen yet so far. But the freshmen that have gotten into the game, they have made a big impact so far. Now for Wyoming, one thing that we've really been harping on is they have been aggressive on the offensive front. But when they are on the offensive front, it's just a little bit too hard for them. They're not able to fully push in, and they're not able to finish off their sequences and put one into the back of the goal. They took advantage of the miscue, but that's something that they're going to have to remedy here in the second half.
And we'll take a look here at some of our first half highlights of the first 45 here between Nebraska and Wyoming. Again, with the goals coming from Sadie Waite, Sadie Sant. And this is the effort here from Sant in that first half with a nice ball to get it onto her left foot and just get it out in front of Bartell to give Nebraska the early lead.
And that's what you want to do. You want to switch foots like that real quickly when you're up against a tough situation like that. Here's the penalty kick from Anglim with a beautiful diving save from Haley Bartell. We've seen some acrobatics in the goal from Bartell here today.
And that was one of the best plays of the day by Bartell. And then a bit of a miscue in the back line. Sadie Waite loses possession right into the right foot of Alyssa Glover, and she's able to put that one away. She has 6 goals and 5 assists on her career as a Cowgirl, and she added another one right there.
Maddie Osborne gets caught out of position. Glover takes advantage. Glover knows how to do that as a redshirt junior. She has the experience. She knows exactly what to do when that situation presents itself.
See a good save there from Maddie Osborne. And we'll get you a look here at the final goal of the half. Rudney with a good ball, but don't forget the effort from Charlie Wistrom prior to that. But then a great finish from Sadie Waite on her right foot. And that leaves us with the 2-1 scoreline here at the end of the first half. Once again, here on News Channel Nebraska, Max Meyer, Danny Berg, 45 minutes down. We got 45 more to go here on NCN right after this.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
Spring is here. For farmers, making safety a priority this planting season can be the difference between life and death. Always look out for power lines before exiting the cab, when loading and transporting machinery, and when raising or unfolding equipment. Keep equipment at least 20 feet from power lines and use a spotter when possible. Be aware of what's overhead. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us.
And we're back here at Barbara Hibner Field. Max Meyer alongside now Brandon Axamit, the Executive Director of Sports with NCN. What a moment here for you getting to do the first broadcast for Husker Sports with NCN. What a moment.
Max, super excited, obviously, to be here working with you and Danny as well for this first time. And as you mentioned, we've been in existence for about 10 years doing live sports, and we've seen growth as we've had distribution across the state, and our equipment and our personnel have gotten better. And we've had partnerships with the university. We televised the Husker Coaches Show with Coach Rule and Coach Hoiberg. We've done some other things. But the opportunity came when the university talked with us for this Husker Games and said there was an opportunity to televise this soccer match, and we felt that it was the right time to do so. And we have a great team of people that we're working with that I'll talk about shortly as a part of the partnership that we're doing. But it's a testament to the work that everyone at NCN has put in, and we are excited to be broadcasting what we hope to be the first of many Husker broadcasts moving forward.
Well, we hope so, and especially with your involvement now with this partnership with the College of Journalism and Mass Communications. Me and Danny both know that well and true. But a great partnership now you're doing to give more students opportunities to do things like this. It's really great, not only for all of us, but for people at home to see us do things like this as well.
It is an absolute pleasure. The Big Ten Student U, was like when I was a senior, it came in. So I had a chance to get it on the very beginning stages when I went to UNL as a journalism college student, and now to see where it's gone and to be able to work with students, not only as an adjunct professor, which Danny, I think he has a B+-ish right now, but depending on how his grades go, he might get that A. It's been great, and not only is it from the relationship we've created with the Journalism College from myself being an alumni and being an adjunct professor, but Jamie Wentz, had a chance to meet him about 10 years ago when he was at, actually, Time Warner Cable before he was at the City of Lincoln, and we got together when we actually acquired a truck that he is very familiar with, a TV truck, and he had this crazy idea. He says, let's get some students, let's throw them on some cameras, let's get the announcers in the booth, and let's do a broadcast as sort of a co-op. And that's exactly what we're doing here today. We showed up at 9:30 a.m., and we couldn't be more grateful for Jamie and him sharing his expertise with the new truck that we have and working with the students who, again, several of them on these cameras, I have been told, is their first or second time being involved in a production like this, wow. And they have been doing an amazing job. And that's what has led to this. And we again, work with the dean as well, Sherry Vale, and just everything that has come along with NCN partnering with the Journalism College and everybody involved at the J School has been great. And that's why we're here today, and we hope to continue to rather do things like this moving forward.
And not only that, you guys already do so many games throughout the year as well. I think you told me, isn't it over 200 games a year?
200 wow. games, yes, a year. And we pride ourselves on really rallying around the small towns and communities, which is where we started. So I kind of joke, we will be doing the middle school state track meet in Gothenburg in about 2 weeks, which is one of apparently 3 middle school track meets in the entire country. So we do that. We do high school primarily. We do the Omaha Supernovas, so professional volleyball, middle school state track, and now Huskers in between. And we enjoy doing all of it, and our audience and fans across the state seem to enjoy it as well, and we'll keep doing that.
Brandon, thank you for taking some time to join us up here in the booth, and we'll have the second half coverage coming up right here in just a moment with Nebraska up 2-1 over Wyoming.
Other companies have the revolving door. Every time we come into Schaefer's, it's always the same people. And the big thing to me is they know you by name. They know who you are, which makes a person like myself feel just warm and welcome here. And that's what's great about Schaefer's.
Schaefer's has the essential Whirlpool appliances you need, from refrigerators and air fry ranges to laundry pairs to keep your clothes clean and sanitized at everyday low prices. At Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances.
Need relief from pain or support for recovery? Don't just see anyone, see the trainer. From bracing to home health and rehab products, they provide the right solutions to keep you moving. Whether it's a chronic condition or sudden injury, their expert team will help you find the perfect fit. With a wide range of in-stock orthopedic, sports medicine, or rehabilitation products, See the Trainer is dedicated to improving your quality of life. Visit the professionals at See the Trainer in Columbus, Lincoln, Omaha, Bellevue, and North Platte.
Severe weather is part of life here in Nebraska, and staying informed makes all the difference. I'm Kent Boughton. At News Channel Nebraska, we help you prepare with accurate forecasts, important severe weather information that you need to know. When the skies start to turn, know where to tune in. News Channel Nebraska severe weather coverage, sponsored by All American Roofing.
As we're back here at Barbara Hibner Field, Max Meyer once again now joined by Danny Berg here in the broadcast booth. A look at the first half box score. In the first half, we saw 5 shots from Nebraska, 7 from Wyoming. 5 of those for the Cowgirls coming from Alyssa Glover. One of those ending up in the back of the net. The others from Rachel Hansen and Hadley Linder for Nebraska, all spread out across the board, with Sadie Sant finding the back of the net on her lone shot. Sadie Waite found the goal on hers as well. And then Lauryn Anglim, Ella Rudney, and Kayma Carpenter had the other shots in the first half as well.
Shots all around, and Alyssa Glover doing the vast majority of the shooting, as Max just mentioned. But something I'd like to see here in the second half, especially from Wyoming, let's see the welt spread a little bit. Let's see some other people get involved as well, especially on the offensive side of the ball. But I'd also like to see on the offensive side of the ball a little bit more pressure from Wyoming in finishing off the sequences that they just haven't been able to finish here in this game so far.
Well, they outshot the Huskers in the first half, and we got another 45 here to go between the Huskers and the Cowgirls. Wyoming will start with possession here. Kylie Ballack drops it off, and here we go. 7 shots in the first half for Wyoming, only 5 for Nebraska. The score is 2-1, though, in favor of the Big Red. Throw in here for Kama Carpenter. Back at the left back spot. Reagan Robbie will start out this second half for the Big Red, up on the left wing. She has Carpenter. She'll look to go down the line to Ella Rudney. Gets tripped up from behind from Jenna Wanner. It'll be a free kick to the Big Red early on.
Every time Reagan Robbie goes down, you're just going to be like, I hope she gets back up okay.
The gasp every single time.
The gasp is going to happen for a little while until we see her in action for a stretched period of time. The leg looks fine. So she's moving pretty well so far today, which is a good sign. You just hope that it continues to be a good sign as we press on.
Persowski overlaps. Ball from Anglim finds Rudney. Rudney shielding the ball away from now 2 Cowgirl defenders. Gets it to Anglim. Goes down the line. That ball's just going to roll all the way out. Goal kick. Cowgirls.
Just keeps rolling all the way up onto the berm.
Bartell still in at keeper, as well as Maddie Osborne. Goalkeeper stayed the same from half to half for the Cowgirls and the Huskers. Throw in here for Maddie Byrne, Wyoming. Looking for Linder, pressured from behind from Reagan Robbie. Dropped off to Bronge. Here come the Cowgirls going forward. Linder in possession, swings it out to the far side. Tripped up over there. That's Sadie Sant over there, pressuring. And it's a big drop ball for Wyoming. It's going to be not able to be claimed by Bartell, and it's going to go out for a corner kick for Nebraska.
Bartell was probably almost better off letting it roll and giving it a little bit more grass. If she thought that it was going to get close to the goal, then maybe get rid of it, but clearly you could see there wasn't anything there.
It's a corner kick for the Big Red. Lauryn Anglim standing over top of the ball. She'll loft that one into the chip ball. It falls right into the foot of Sant, but it's going to be cleared away only as far as Kama Carpenter at midfield. She'll dribble it up down the left side. And she'll did a nice move to get around the wing. Cleared out, though, at the end by Hunt. Throw in Nebraska.
Carpenter getting real shifty on her toes. We've seen it a lot from her in the limited time that she's gotten. She's very good at being on the balls of her feet and being able to get very shifty with her movements. Quick, spongy movements.
Rudney does a good job there to win a corner. Lauryn Anglim jogs down there to take. She has Sadie Waite short. They did this quite a lot last year. They had 2 players there, and they elected to go short a lot of the times. They never seemed to do a lot more of those crossing balls last season, but so far they've been going a lot longer. This one's a ball into the middle to Rudney, who's going to smoke that one. A curler with the right foot. That was a whip. That thing was going into that far corner if Bartell didn't move her feet to make that save.
And the hook that ball had to come back as well. It was really strong.
Pressured from behind from Sant. It's cleared out and away. Throw in Nebraska. You see that shot from Rudney. As you see there, that ball just curled, and that thing almost helped Bartell a little bit. The fact that it did curl enough into her reach. They made that save. Ball crossed over, looking for Robbie. Settled down in the middle. 1-2 pass. Rudney does a good job to keep it on her right foot. Rudney dribbling. She'll get taken down from behind. No call. Ball cleared away from Wyoming only as far as Reese Bohr. On the right side to Sant. Finds Rudney again. Rudney using her frame to shield the ball. Crosses it in, looking for Sadie Waite. Can't get one. Chance here for Wyoming to counter. Here come the Cowgirls through the middle. It's a 2-on-4 situation here for Wyoming. Did not have numbers, and it'll be dealt with by Persowski. Drops it back to Taylor Yablonski, who I would say personally, Danny, honestly might have been my first half MVP for this Nebraska team. She looks like she fits perfectly into this John Walker system at center back.
basically a perfect insert, you could say. You pull one peg out of the hole and you put the next one in, and nearly identical. And we've seen Reese Borer almost seamlessly go into the right fullback position as well, as it looks like they might have found themselves a very intriguing backline combination that's so far been working.
The only thing you don't get with having Reese Borer in at that right back spot that you had with Jordan Zaid is the speed. But honestly,
like
no player is going to be able to give you that same sort of speed level that Jordan Zaid gave this Nebraska team.
But Kama Carpenter could get close.
That is true. Makovica, ball rolls to Rudney. Rudney trying to put it to her right foot, has to slow it up. She's got players who are outside. She'll put it to her right foot, crosses it over. That ball's going to go out for a goal kick. Robbie was there lurking at the back post, but it rolls out. See the replay here from Rudney. Looked like it was a cross, but Robbie just didn't go early enough. And it's a dispossession here from both teams. Double sliding challenge on the far side. Waite comes out of the pack with the ball. She's got multiple Huskers in the box, lurking, waiting for the ball. Plays it on the overlap to Sant. Inside, looking for Waite. Not strong enough. Taken by the Cowgirls on the right side. Reese Borer in to throw. She's got Prasowski in the middle. She'll like to go back to Yablonski. She's got a big boot. That ball is lofted perfectly. It goes over Makovica, and Robbie can't get there in timeout for a goal kick. But a beautiful ball there from Taylor Yablonski.
Taylor Yablonski getting in on the lofted ball action here as well. And almost a great setup here for the Huskers. Here you see the lofted. Makovica just couldn't get there in time, was trying to avoid the contact with Bartel, smartly avoiding that contact. But it caught Robbie a little bit off guard because I think Robbie thought that Makovica was going to get there in time.
Ball dispossessed Lauryn Anglim, and she'll stay forward here. Sadie Waite looks to play that through ball on the right side to Sadie Sant, who just can't get there in time. A little bit too strong on that through ball. Out for a goal kick once again for Wyoming. But this is that Nebraska attack that we've been waiting for them to actually start implementing. Getting and using that speed up on the wings and getting forward in behind back lines. They didn't do a whole lot of this last year.
And a lot of times when they try getting those through balls to push through the lines and get up towards the strikers and the wingers, they would keep getting repossessed by the opponents.
Ball dispossessed in the middle, over to Rudney. Rudney's got the run of Reagan Robbie, pulls it to her right, and now plays the ball down the left to Robbie. Does she have the speed to keep it in play? It looks like she might, and she does. She slows it down here on this left wing. Robbie, cut back, nutmegs a defender, but it stays in possession. It's going to get picked up by Kama Carpenter. She'll strike it with her right foot. Almost a bit of a shank as it comes off, more as a cross. Wyoming's able to build it out from the back.
Not a whole lot of direction on that one, as I think that did look like a shank off of Carpenter's foot. She wasn't very happy with her shot after it came off.
Chance here for Wyoming going forward, and a great sliding challenge. That's the old center back in Reese Borer coming out there, but now the ball is dispossessed. Emma Prasowski with a bit of a lazy pass. Chance here for Wyoming to equalize. Ball on the left side. It's crossed into the middle. The run could not get there for Wyoming. Ball still in play. Hadley Lindler on the ball, knocked out by Carpenter.
Lindler had a great chance there. I think she just didn't read the ball properly.
That was a beautiful ball on that left wing. That was a chance right through the middle that Wyoming needed to capitalize on. Couldn't tell if that was Reese
That
Gold.
was gold there.
Was it gold? It was gold.
Lost her footing on it.
That's one that, if you're Wyoming, you got to figure out a way to find that one. The referee will now award the free kick there. Sadie Waite went down. Free kick. Lauryn Anglim's over there to take it.
Here's another look at it.
We're getting a conversation going on here between Sean Giza and head coach Josh Purdom of Wyoming. Last nothing comes from it, and we play on. Ball ran through. Prasowski trying to press up on this back line of Wyoming. Robbie over there to help press. Ball sent down the left side. Kama Carpenter does a nice job to win that. Beautiful ball into the middle. Finds the run of Sadie Waite with an overlapping ball. Ava Makovica is there, but a good chance to come and claim. Haley Bartell makes another save.
Bartell's done a good job coming out of the box, smartly coming out of the box, especially in that position there. Knew exactly what the situation called for. Makovica just couldn't get there in time. Bartell knew that Bronco wasn't going to get there in time. Smartly comes out, risky, but you knew she was going to be able to trap it. And a shank on the kick.
Shank you very much. Almost hits our cameraman down there right in the front middle.
Oh, that would have been very nice.
Good reflexes by him to block the ball away.
Those are expensive cameras.
Oh, I thought they were pretty cheap.
$30,000.
Holy smokes, that's a lot of money.
You have $30,000 laying around, Max?
Anyway, Carpenter with the throw. I wish. Prososki drops the ball back to Yablonski. Sees Reese-Bohr on the right. Bit of a heavy pass, but it's found to Sant on the right wing. Sadie Sant. You know, she's starting to remind me of that Abby Schwartz style of player that Nebraska had for the last few seasons. Very aggressive on the right wing and is willing to be physical with players on that right wing, pressing up on different players and making sure she can try and win the ball.
Is it ironic that they're wearing the same number?
I think that might be what's helping it in my mind a little bit. The only thing we haven't seen as much yet is the yellow cards. Abby Schwartz was very physical and fouled a lot of times that she started ending up earning a few yellow cards during her time as well. Throw in for Wyoming, 33-20 to go here in half number 2. Nebraska still with the 2-1 lead. No goals here in the second half. Robbie's going to pick this one up through the middle. Still dribbling onto her right foot. She'll strike that one eventually, and it's a great save. Haley Bartell again pokes that one over the bar. What a diving stop to deny Reagan Robbie once again. As we see here, Robbie dribbling it up on the right side. Just kept going and going. Eventually let it rip, and Bartell is able to stretch up there and make that save. But it's another Nebraska corner. Lauryn Anglim over there to take. 3:32:40 left here on the clock. The ball from Anglim. It's a high lofter to the back post. Reese-Bohr rises out of the air and can't hit that one. And that one goes out for a goal kick. Triple substitution for Wyoming. Dahl is one of the ones to check out over there for the Cowgirls. Kylie Kasili-Quine is one of the players to check in. Her first appearance of the game in at this other striker role, playing alongside Kylie Bollock. Throw in for Nebraska. Takes her time, throws it in. Sant can't win the ball. Chance here for Wyoming to go through, but Prososki steps right in front of the play to win the ball back in the middle. Felt with the ball on the right, taken away by Wyoming once again. The Cowgirls have been a lot more physical in the second 45. Short ball played up to Bollock. Ball's cross in. Chance here. It's going to fall out. Chance here for Wyoming. Ball's blocked. Player at the back post. Offside flag ends up going up. But a dangerous opportunity there for the Cowgirls.
Had that offside flag not gone up and blown the play dead, I think Wyoming would have had a great chance there. As you saw Kylie Bollock, she went down, Maddie Osborne went down on the ground, and Bollock had a wide open chance because Osborne went diving after a ball that she thought was going to get through the block but didn't. So if Bollock didn't get called for the offside, Wyoming might have tied this game up.
We still got a lot of time left in this one. Just over 30 minutes left to go. Robbie shields that one and goes all the way over her head. It's Peyton Hunt over there tracking that ball back down. Rachel Hansen. That's Reagan Richardson at center back. I am going forward Sant goes down on the ground after misstepping and slides on the grass. Chance here for Wyoming to go forward. Lauryn Anglim's going to accidentally drag the defender down, and it's going to be the first card of the day. Lauryn Anglim's going to get booked with 30:01 left to go here in this first half. Lauryn Anglim sees yellow.
Yeah, that's not a fun one to commit there for Anglim, and it was a pretty incidental contact as well, but that very much so is a card, and here you'll see a little bit of an elbow shove there from Anglim. I think Ballack might have sold it a little bit on the other side as well, but there definitely was enough there, even with that sell, for a card to be issued.
Free kick for Wyoming. 30 minutes exactly on the clock remain. Can Wyoming find an equalizer? Ball played back across into the middle. No touch from Kama Carpenter. Ends in a goal kick. Get a substitution for the Big Red. And a goal kick for Maddie Osborne as well. That one up. Falls Prasowski, gets a nice touch on it. Chance here for Bohr to go long off the backside of the head of Reese Gold. Robbie will leave it behind for Kama Carpenter to do the throw. Carpenter has the ability to go long on these throw-ins. She'll drop it back to Anglim. One of the biggest legs on this team. Anglim's ball. Rudney goes for the flick with the header. It should be cleared out only as far as Cassili Quine. Ball gets played down the wing here, looking for the run of Kylie Ballack. Osborne does a good job, though, to clear that one away. Looks like they might have taken a touch off a Wyoming defender. It'll stay in play. They drop it back to Bartell. Ball played back in the middle. This is where Wyoming was dangerous in that first half. They were able to intercept Nebraska and then just start picking out the pieces and just dividing this defense and just finding those passing lanes and those gaps and just go and piece by piece and chip away. Maddie Osborne a little bit out of position here, but Robbie picks up the ball well. Wait, nice through ball here. Chance for Nebraska to go up two. And the ball is flicked on. It's going to fall to the foot of Ella Rudney with a shot, and it's in the back of the net. It's 3-1 Big Red. Ella Rudney with her second goal in the preseason spring season.
Very chaotic sequence there, as you'll see it pop up here. Wistrom with a one-on-one hits it right into Bartell. Rudney comes up, slows down, gets it right past the leg of Reagan Richardson. And the rest is nylon, as Ella Rudney having a very strong spring, trying to fight for a starting role. And it's 3-1 Nebraska. What a chaotic sequence that Nebraska was able to capitalize on. It's something that we did not see much of last year at all, as they were not able to capitalize on some of those gimme sequences. Here was a gimme sequences, and they got it.
The Grand Island, New York native who scored 71 goals in her senior season in high school finds her second of this little spring season campaign for Nebraska. That whole sequence, though, mainly started with the ball getting booted down. It settled quickly on a first touch ball that got played right back into the middle by Reagan Robbie. Eventually, Sadie Waite sends the ball long. Wistrom with a nice ball across after getting at least a bit of a touch on it. And Ella Rudney with the ability to just put it away and end this one. We got a haltage of play here. Officials look at the rest going to have a conversation with John Walker over there. Oh, there's an injured player, for Wyoming. On the far side, it's number 4, Maddie Burr. Walking with a bit of a limp. That left-sided defender role for Wyoming. She's on the ball now. Wyoming trying to go up forward. Burr still limping over at that left-sided spot. Potentially a spot Nebraska could capitalize before they could get a substitution in. But this will be where that substitution does come. To throw to Wyoming, unless the ref doesn't notice, which he does now. And that substitution will come in. Burr will stay in the game, actually.
Yeah, she's still moving pretty slow. Coming off is Bunn. Coming on, looks like Rachel Hansen. Nope, it's Jordan Grease, excuse me.
Persofsky, a little weak pass on that one. Chance for Wyoming to get back into this one again. Yablonsky reaches into the ball, takes down Linder, and it's a free kick just outside the 18. And a chance here for Wyoming to cut this deficit in half.
Sort of half, but then it'd be 3-2.
Deficit.
Math is hard. You're right. Math is hard.
We have fun here, folks.
We do have fun here. And you'll see the foul here. A little bit of incidental contact.
But now the free kick. Stood over by Alyssa Glover. She's got a four-person wall in front of her, along with Lauryn Anglim and Yablonsky on the left side. She'll roll it in. It's a right-footed attempt. Osborne can't get there, and it's a goal for Wyoming, and the deficit is cut in half. Reese Gold finds Gold in the back of the net, and Wyoming makes it a 3-2 ball game.
So you'll see here a little bit of shiftiness on top of the ball. Well, there was shiftiness on top of the ball. 3 different Cowgirls touching it, and then just a little floater towards the top of the net. Osborne couldn't get enough height on her jump. It winds up being a score for Gold. Max says, take that. That's 3-2 game.
Rudney trying to keep this ball in play. She'll get taken down from behind, but a goal kick for Wyoming. 25-22 on the clock. And it is a 3-2 ball game between the Cornhuskers and the Cowgirls. Osborne was just kept off her line there a bit too far. When she dives back, she's reaching at it. It's such a hard thing for a goalkeeper to do, is reach for a ball like that, falling backwards. It's like trying to hit a 45-degree angle fadeaway jumper on a basketball court. Your odds of making that are just so slim, falling backwards like that. She would have staggered herself back a little bit more, closer towards that goal line. Might have had a better chance at getting that one. A few substitutions for the Big Red. Reagan Robbie will check it out. Persofsky's in, as well as Ava Makovica as well. Here's Yablonsky, dropped off to Osborne. Yablonsky going to get pressured from both sides. Takes her time and finds Bohr down the wing. Bohr lofts it down the right side. She's got the runner down on the wing. Chance here for the Huskers to cut into this, to take the deficit and double it this time. Wyoming does a good job to clear that one away. Ball cleared up. Sadie Waite hits it off the defender. Throw in Nebraska. Throws quickly to Wistrom. That ball's cleared out. Throw in for Nebraska. Reese Bohr on this one. Throw down the right side, right on that sideline. That's Felt over there for Nebraska. Gets bodied off the ball, and it's going to get played back to Lauryn Anglim. Anglim swings it over to Reese Bohr. Bohr trying to go down the wing. She'll get tripped up. That's going to be a free kick awarded to Nebraska. Right in front of their home bench. Lauryn Anglim stands over this one. She's got players in front of her and right beside her if you just elect to go short. We'll see what she elects to do here. Referee took some time waiting for it. Now the ball will get played. Anglim, low ball driven right to the feet of Ella Rudney. Lays it off. Felt on possession of the ball, trying to run through it. Here is Felt. Bit of a mix-up in the box. player ends on the ground. Ball still floating around. I don't think Bartell would have been able to claim that with her hands there. Ball goes out, throw in Nebraska. Good effort there by Glover to try and keep it in play.
Yeah, really towing the line there, trying to keep it in. Kama Carpenter going all the way back to the fence here. We're going to see a flip.
Jordan Zaid-esque front flip throw from Carpenter. Flicked on by Makovica, but it's going to be cleared away by Wyoming.
Crowd like that.
That's always the crowd pleaser. The front flip throw-ins get everyone going. An overlapping run here on this right side from Kasili Klein. Cannot be taken away. Here's Wistrom for Nebraska. Taking it up the Nebraska right wing. Stolen away by Wyoming. Ball played down the Wyoming left wing, but Yablonski is there to slow it down. She will shield until that ball basically stops in front of her. It ends up to Reese Bohr. Dropped over to Anglim. Anglim's got two players here on this left side. She'll just drop it back to Maddie Osborne. Osborne will pooch that one over to Yablonski, who settles it well. Plays it into the middle. Waite, 1-2. Tried to go quickly to Reese Bohr. Bohr wasn't ready for it. Wyoming gets a throw in, a substitution.
Rachel Hansen checks back in.
Ball played into the middle. There's Glover on the ball. Gets it back to her right foot. Almost had the run of Eliza Grace Smith through the middle. But that reach of Reese Bohr in the middle did a good job to take that one away. Osborne goes long to Felt. Carpenter tries to get a touch, cannot do so. Here's Kylie Kasili Kwan. It's taken away by Bohr. Into the middle to Rudney. Rudney does a good job to run on top of the ball. Goes down the right wing. Ball takes a heavy touch off the knee of Ella Rudney. Flicks that one forward. Eventually be cleared out by Wyoming for a Nebraska throw. Ball played across to Lauryn Anglim. Bit of a heavy pass. That one will get down to Kama Carpenter. She'll get pressed from behind. Ball down the line to Ellie Felt. Felt dancing with the ball. That ball's cleared out. Throw in Big Red. So right across the 20-minute mark left in this ball game. Nebraska up 3-2. Front flip throw in from Carpenter. Goes long. Takes a deflection as it gets into the box. Still a chance here for Nebraska, but it's cleared away by Wyoming. Falls to Lauryn Anglim. Anglim still on her right foot. She has the opportunity to strike this one. She will do so, and it just goes over the bar out for another Wyoming goal kick.
Not a bad possession from Nebraska at all. They were able to save it after they almost gave it away. But the high kick there, not able to capitalize on a good possession. Still 20 minutes to go, still time for both sides to make a stand, make things interesting.
Rudney presses from behind. That ball goes out, though, off of her throw-in for Wyoming and Reese Gold. Goes in long, player ends up on the ground. Carpenter argues with the ref for the no call. It's another throw-in for Gold. She goes long, settled by Glover. She's got a runner on the left side. In behind Reese Bohr if she can find her, but Bohr does a good job to position herself in between the player and the ball. Ball is sent towards Makovica. That'll eventually roll all the way back to Bartell. We'll have to go short. The press here for Nebraska. They're still applying this heavy pressure. Ball to Sadie Waite. Waite with a through ball on the right side to Wistrom. It's a little strong. Wistrom gets it back across. Makovica with a shot and right into the hands of Bartell. But a great build-up play from the Huskers.
And a almost great execution there from Makovica. Had to spin on her left foot to be able to just swipe the right foot through. And when you're only driving with one foot like that and you don't have your full balance, you're not able to put a lot behind it, so it just kind of trickled in.
Long ball from Bartell. It's going out of play. Referee will award a free kick on the bit of the pressure from Reese Bohr on that right side. Free kick for Wyoming. right in front of head coach Josh Purdom. His assistants of Rachel Doyle-Gutelin, Taylor Burton, and Sydney Drinkwater. Free kick for the Cowgirls. That one's lofted right up towards the edge of the box. Headed down. Wyoming still pressing forward. Bohr is just going to pooch that one up with her left foot. Miscommunication with some Cowgirls players there. It'll be a Nebraska throw after this upcoming substitution.
And Prasowski comes back in.
Prasowski in. Ella Rudney will be the one to check out. Throw in from Bohr. It's a long throw. One first by Wyoming. Prasowski with the second ball. And now Wyoming trying to go forward. A nice little dummy move there by Peyton Hunt. But then one back by Prasowski. Sant can't win that one. Prasowski with the next ball. Rolls it to Sant. 1-2 combination with Prasowski. She can win the ball. She cannot. Player ends up on the floor. Husker fans don't like it. It's a free kick to the Cowgirls as Peyton Hunt ends up on the ground.
Yeah, Hunt was going up against both Prasowski and Sant, just kind of trading with whoever had the ball, and I think it was Prasowski there that caused the contact there that put Hunt on the ground.
Long ball up off the side of Lauryn Anglim. Might have been a handball. No call there. Ball played by Hansen, deflected by Waite. Still in possession of the Cowgirls. Down the left wing, nice sliding challenge by Reese Bohr. Throwing quickly taken for Wyoming. Chance to draw level here with Nebraska with under 16 minutes to go. Ball on the right side, ball is crossed in, takes a deflection off the head of a Nebraska defender. It's going to roll all the way down here on the right side to Glover. Glover with Carpenter on her. That's for the cross. Carpenter does well. It's going to go out for a Nebraska throw.
Good defense there by Carpenter. She does it that very well to be able to throw the leg out, make a good stop, good positioning when she does that.
There's the front flip throw in from Carpenter. Makovica's going to use positioning to win the ball there. Tries to flick it on to Felt, cannot do so. And Wyoming has possession here going forward. Stolen away by Prasowski, but another foul committed by Prasowski in the middle. It'll be a free kick as she takes down Hansen as she's going forward.
Yeah, Hansen got up a little gingerly with that brace on her right leg. Redshirted last year. Prasowski, not so sure about that one.
I'd have to agree with you there, Danny, but the referee has better vision up there than we do, and it's a free kick for the Cowgirls. Glover to take, lofts it to the back stick. Ball takes a deflection. Offside flag goes up. Good work by that Husker back line to force the offside. Anglim will be the one most likely here to take. So she gives it to Osborne. It looks like she'll be the one to take this offside free kick. Anglim's ball over the half line. Flicked over the top towards Makovica. Good shielding by the Cowgirls to win that ball back. Felt in a duel in the middle. That ball gets dropped back for Wyoming. Nice move to get around Wistrom there on that far side. Ball flicked up towards Glover. Ball kept alive in play. It's nice work by Jablonski to keep that one alive. Long ball chipped up. Makovica settles it. Referee says no handball. They play on. Felt gets it to her left foot. Ellie Felt with the shot. It's going to be deflected. Stays in play. Emma Prasowski trying to wind up. Gets hit from behind. Ball's going to be cleared away. It's a one-on-one opportunity for Glover if she can get to the ball before Reese Bohr, which she cannot. Bohr's just going to send this one up down the line. Finds Wistrom on the right. Ball cleared out. Throw in Nebraska. Get a double substitution here for Wyoming. Felt will check out. Rudney will check back in. 12 and a half to go here in half number 2. Bohr goes down line. Rudney in a duel there again. Ball's out, throw in Wyoming. Ball thrown in short. Prososki trying to run through the ball in the middle. She'll end up in possession. Prososki. She has Carpenter on the left. She'll swing it all the way across. Bit of a heavy flick there towards Sant. It'll be a Wyoming throw. Under 12 to play. 3-2 Nebraska lead. Wyoming trying to find a late equalizer here.
Yeah, and they're going to need to start pushing here pretty soon, as they have had a hard time getting through this Nebraska defense, especially in the middle of the field. They've had a hard time breaking through Nebraska's midfielders. They've held strong here as the game has gone along, even though there's been a very aggressive push here from Wyoming. We got a down player.
We're going to another card as well. Sadie Sant will pick up a yellow card here.
Yeah, that didn't look good.
We'll get the replay here. Sant coming right there through the middle.
Not a great collision, as Elisa Bunn went down and stayed down for a minute or two. She is back up. Slow run.
But she ran it off.
That's the important part.
Peyton Hunt to take this free kick for Wyoming. She'll drop it back to Richardson. All the way back to Bartell. Bartell back to Hunt. Sliding effort from Rudney. Throw in for Wyoming after a triple substitution here for the Cowgirls. The clock continues to tick. We'll get under 11 minutes here.
Burr, Barella, and Linder all checking back in for Wyoming.
Good to see Maddie Burr back on the field after she took that knock earlier. She wasn't running at full speed, had a bit of a limp. Looks like she's back to normal now. Good work. They're running through with Sadie Sant, trying to win that ball back. Ends up at the foot of Richardson. Ball's too strong, finds Reese Bohr. Bohr down the wing, ball popped back up. Header it up into the air. Yablonski does a good job to shield, and it'll be a free kick for the Big Red.
We're getting towards crunch time here for Wyoming, and they're going to have to start pushing up and getting a little bit more aggressive. We haven't seen a lot of fouls get called today for the Cowgirls, but sooner or later, if they want to make this thing a little bit closer, they want to tie it or even take a win here today, they're going to have to start playing the ball more aggressive and pushing through the Nebraska's lines.
Well, here comes their chance. They got a 4-on-2 opportunity if they go quick enough. Ball played up here towards Balik. But good defensive work there by Nebraska to come back. Sadie Waite tracked all the way back after that forward run on the free kick to win the ball back for the Big Red. But Cowgirls intercept. Prososki sends that one up down the wing. Still in possession. Ball's going to stay and play down that left line. Crossing opportunity for the Cowgirls. It's played in. Prososki pops it back up down the wing. Falls right to Ella Rudney. She'll send that one up through down the left side. Maddie Burr, with no pressure, claims that one with ease. Over to Dahl. Dahl to Linder. Linder bringing it up through the middle. Ball intercepted. Makovica to Rudney. Rudney pauses, waits, sees the run of Sant just a bit too much on that one. Bartell claims with ease.
Yeah, Sant never really had a chance. There was a lot too much on that one. We have another down player here for Wyoming.
Looks like it's a cramp for the Cowgirls. That's going to be Peyton Hunt, I believe, over there. She is cramped up over there, it appears. Referee stops the play. 8:50 left on the clock here in a 3-2 ball game. gets up, looks to be okay off the cramp.
A lot of times that comes from just not drinking enough water and not hydrating enough.
You also got to have your bananas. Get that potassium.
I do like bananas.
They are good.
They are good. Underrated fruit.
8:41 left on the clock here between Nebraska and Wyoming as the clock continues to trick down. Free kick awarded to the Nebraska Cornhuskers on the far side, right in front of the bench of Wyoming. It'll be Lauryn Anglim to take this one. She will send it long. Macavicka flicks it over just off the head of Sant. That one's going to get played down the line. Looks like Yablonski trips on herself there in the middle. And a chance here for Wyoming going forward. They can track it down. Yablonski misses the first touch. Settled here in the middle. Pulled back by Wanner. Played down to the right side. Ball lofted into the box. Header is across. It's the best chance we've seen for Wyoming in a while. But a bit too strong, and we'll get a stoppage of play here.
Yeah, I think that's a substitution stoppage. But here you'll see the setup for the header. That's a great loft by Bunn. And Ballot comes over, and the play was there, but just wasn't able to get the direction on the header. Nearly a tie game.
Be goal kick, but best chance, though, again, we've seen from Wyoming probably in the last 20 minutes or so. Their offense has not been able to get up the field as much in the second half. Nebraska's been able to do a lot. Wistrom, absolute shoulder checks a player. It's a throw for Nebraska. Wow.
Yeah, Wanner went down pretty hard there as Wistrom
you know what?
throws the shoulder.
I give that collision a 10 out of 10 because both players were wearing number 10.
Put it on Sports Center.
That was great. Throw in for Reese Bohr. Checks it in down the line. Ellie Felt takes a deflection off the defender. Throw in Nebraska. That one off of Hadley Linder. So we got 7 minutes on the clock. Can Wyoming find a way to tie this ball game, or can Nebraska find a fourth? Ball stolen away in the back line. It's Lily Brongo taking that one away. Play it up, but nobody home. Lauryn Anglim to Reese Bohr. Ball's going to eventually roll out of play. Offside is the call on Ava Macavicka. She's been called on about 4 offsides today. Majority of those in the first half. Ball played long. Yablonski just corralling the Wyoming player. It'll be a free kick for the Cowgirls.
Looked like she corralled Ballack there and just wouldn't let her move. She stood her ground, and that's something that Yablonski has done a really good job here. Here you see got a little bit too handsy, and that's what caused the whistle. I think Yablonski was arguing that Ballack got the jersey a little bit, but we've seen some really good stuff here from Yablonski today with holding her ground.
Ball's cleared away by the Nebraska defense. Falls to Haley Bartell. Hunt sends the ball long, gets through the legs of Anglim. Maddie Osborne will have to come and claim. And we'll get a free kick here for Wyoming. Bit of a delayed call there.
Yeah, very delayed. I'm a little surprised that didn't come sooner.
Sean Giza saw something we didn't. There's the collision there. Yep, that is a foul. Majority of the time.
There.
Carpenter takes out the legs of Ballack. Clock continues to run towards that 5-minute mark. Ball chipped up for Maddie Burr. Osborne comes and punches it away. She's off her line. Ripped opportunity. Falls into the legs of Elisa Bunn. Ball eventually cleared out and away. Throw in Cowgirls. Get a substitution for Nebraska here, and it'll be a clock stoppage. And Wyoming as well. They'll stop the clock at 4:52.
This remains a golden opportunity here for Wyoming. Clock is inside of 5 minutes. They're going to need a score here soon.
Ball's going to be cleared cleared out. Kama Carpenter. This is the time now where Nebraska needs to lock down defensively and keep Wyoming out of the back. Chance here for Elisa Bunn, cleared out and away by Kama Carpenter, who does very well to get that one out of there. Throw in once again for Wyoming, deep in that corner of the Nebraska defense. Ellie Felt comes to help, but Carpenter just sends that one out of bounds. Throw in, Cowgirls once again. They're going to make Maddie Bird drop a significant amount back to throw this ball in. The throw goes out of bounds again, another Wyoming throw. Burr goes long, takes a deflection off a Nebraska player. It'll be a corner kick for Wyoming. They're going to bring up two of the three center backs. Richardson and Gould go up to help in the attacking effort here, trying to find the equalizer. Here is Alyssa Glover on the corner. She scored one goal today. Can she assist another? Glover's ball is crossed in deep into the middle towards the penalty area. Ball still floating around. Headered out. Sadie Waite tries to run onto it. Wyoming picks up the possession. Emma Prasowski says no, get that ball out of here, and she'll send it all the way up towards that Nebraska bench, where it will roll out of play for a throw.
That was a great opportunity there for Wyoming to try and do something. They've been squandering chances all day long, and that couldn't have been a bigger opportunity for them to try and score. Now they got to regroup with 3 minutes left to go in the game.
Waite's getting dragged from behind. They're going to call a foul on Sadie Waite there. That's an interesting decision there to call that foul on Sadie Waite.
Well, from that angle that we just saw there, it did look like Sadie Waite was doing the dragging compared to her getting dragged. It was a little bit tough from our vantage point. I do think that they got it right, though.
Carpenter sends this one long. It'll go all the way back to Haley Bartell. She'll come up to play it short to Maddie Bird. Burr goes along down the left wing. It goes off a slipped touch from Reese Bohr. Can Wyoming find the equalizer? Chance here for the Cowgirls going at Yablonsky. Ball chipped back in across. It goes out for a corner with just over 2 minutes to go.
There are not many more chances for Wyoming left in this game, so if they're going to put one in the net, it's going to need to be here on this possession.
As the clock strikes that 2-minute mark, Wyoming down a goal. Alyssa Glover over to take the corner for the Cowgirls. In a one-goal game, corner is lofted in towards the penalty spot once again. Header is down, popped up by Nebraska. Waite comes up to pressure. That ball sent back in. It's going to be offside on Wyoming. Maddie Osborne would have had it anyway.
Oh, what a blow there for Wyoming. A great chance and just not able to finish. Now we're inside of 90 seconds, and Wyoming is going to need a miracle here to tie this game up.
Coach is telling him to go down this left wing. It's going to go right to Ella Rudney. Settles it well. Shields the ball. Cleared out. Nebraska throw. We'll get a Nebraska substitution here as they stop the clock. Minute 11 left. We'll bring Ellie Feltz off. Wistrom will come back in to finish out the last 71 seconds of play in this spring season contest. Front flip throw in from Kama Carpenter with a bit of an extra roll off of it as well. She'll come up to win this one. It's a Wyoming throw. Maddie Burr with the throw. Carpenter punches at it. Falls to Sadie Waite. She'll send that one high in the sky. Under 60 seconds to play. 50-50 ball won by the Cowgirls. This will be one of their potential final opportunities to go forward. Ball played in behind. Osborne will just come up and claim that one with ease and take her time with this one.
They needed a through ball there, but that through ball was way too strong. They did have Bunn coming up on the right for a potential chance at a one-on-one, but it was just too strong. We're inside 30 seconds now. Wyoming's got to go.
Ball off the head of Ella Rudney. 25 seconds on the clock. If Wyoming's going to get this one, it's going to have to start going now. Ball thrown back in. Here they go forward. Long balls played up over the top. It's a chance here for Wyoming. Maddie Osborne's going to come up and clear that one into the sky. 10 seconds on the clock. Missed header off the backside of Hadley Linder. It's going to fall out. Ava Makavicka's going to clear that one out. And Nebraska is going to finish this one off with a 3-2 victory over Wyoming. It took a complete team effort in the full 90 minutes, but Nebraska finds a way to get this one done as they defeat Wyoming 3-2.
And a very fun game all around between these two, very competitive. It didn't really feel like there was a dry moment at all as these two teams were going at it for the full 90, and a very, very solid game from both sides. And I think for both of these coaching staffs going into the summer, as we move into when the schools are off for a little while, get into fall camp, they got to like what they see from this game. Two highly competitive teams that coming off of down years, they're trying to make waves in their own respective conferences.
Once again, Nebraska will win this one 3-2 over Wyoming in the final game of their spring season. For everyone here with News Channel Nebraska and Big Ten Plus, for Danny Berg, for the final time, I've been Max Meyer saying good night and so long from Lincoln. Nebraska wins this one 3-2 over Wyoming.